crazy mega project, a never-ending construction site, and a major international hub, a symbol of wealth, opulence, and luxury, and a success story that was built from nothing in the middle of a desert. But if you look past what's on the surface, what's underneath is a lot more interesting. Behind the gimmicks and the luxury, Dubai is a money-making machine, driven by a strategic vision, careful planning, and some really smart decisions that ended up creating a one-of-a-kind economic model. A model that's radically different from how any of the world's most developed countries make their money, and that helped Dubai become the first Gulf economy to succeed after running out of oil. But now, something has changed, and after decades of working just fine, the Dubai's economic engine is now for the first time ever in serious danger. And if the Emirate wants to survive, it needs to change, radically and very soon. So, how did it get so rich in the first place? Why is it not enough anymore? And what is the future of the Dubai miracle?
Started building an international airport, although his investors thought he is being too romantic, and these urban projects are simply unnecessary, and it was becoming challenging to fund all these ambitious projects. Sheikh Rashid's plans of creating an international capital would probably stall at this stage, but in 1966 they found oil in Dubai. Despite the common belief that Dubai became the city that it is today mainly thanks to oil, the oil reserves found in 1966 were quite modest by Middle Eastern standards. For a reference, neighboring Abu Dhabi had 10 times more oil than Dubai. However, the limited resource was a blessing for the city. Instead of considering oil as a limitless source of wealth, Sheikh Rashid started investing the generated profit in urban development. His vision was to build a city that wouldn't depend on oil money. He was inviting the most talented architects, engineers, and entrepreneurs to Dubai. Since Sheikh Rashid's biggest inspiration was London, he hired a team of British experts who were consulting him on further steps. One of Sheikh Rashid's main goals was to make Dubai attractive for all nationalities. Despite being a Muslim city, he made sure people of other religions and beliefs could feel comfortable living there. Like most of the other newly developing cities, Dubai needed a grand project that could attract international attention, so Sheikh Rashid instructed to build a skyscraper. In 1979, the 39-story building named Dubai World Trade Center was officially opened for business. Being an unprecedented urban project for Dubai, it was insignificant for the world, where 100-story buildings already existed. In fact, international media was ridiculing the city's grand investments, but Sheikh Rashid was convinced that Dubai will soon be taken seriously by the international community. Unfortunately, he never saw the city reach its full glory, tragically dying in 1981 at a relatively young age, but he managed to lay the foundation of a city that he had envisioned. After Sheikh Rashid died in 1981, his work was continued by one of his sons, 31-year-old Mohammed. Just like his
no come job no coming today. Me water too much, road water too much. Me.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl here, MJ's Nia. Welcome to the channel. So yes, I wanted to talk about Dubai, and it's perfect timing to talk about it because they are going underneath a really huge, massive flood. They're getting a whole lot of rain. And I wanted to talk about Dubai because I've always heard that this place is so beautiful, so safe, and so this and so that. And, you know, a lot of people talk about it's so glamorous. Like, it's like a paradise, you know, on earth. So I wanted to talk about it because I've heard these things on social media, how great it is. And then now I'm seeing a city that was supposed to be futuristic. And that's why I play those two clips for you guys, because I want you to get a little history behind Dubai and what it's about. I still do feel like it's just for wealthy people. I don't think it's for working class people myself, but people have said that it is for working class people. I just don't really see that. That place being a place for me. But yes, I want to start off with the the flood. So I want to play a video for you guys, and then we're gonna discuss a little bit further on about the flood and other things too, not just the flood, but there's other things I want to talk about Dubai as well.
If cloud seeding had been done, then I could tell you that the cloud seeding would have had an impact, because generally cloud seeding increases the amount of cumulative rainfall reaching the ground. But because no cloud seeding operations were conducted this time, the rainfall was all natural. And as I mentioned earlier, during this month of April, it is normal for such extreme weather events to take place because this month witnesses the transition from one season to another.
All right, so I'm gonna be discussing the flood, but I had to discuss some other things around Dubai, not just this flood that's going on, but everybody is suggesting that they are cloud seeding, which they have been cloud seeding before in the past, because she has said that the young woman who was in the video, she has stated that they did have done cloud seeding, but not this time. This is climate change. Now, I have discussed it. I've talked about climate change before on this channel. If I discuss climate change in this video is going to be an hour or 2 hours long. It's a very long discussion, but I will put a clip of a video. I mean, not a clip, but I will put a link down below to the climate change video, because I've talked about this before already on this channel. But right here, YouTube actually gives you a description of it. So right here it says climate change. United Nations, climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperature and weather and patterns. Human activities have been the main driver of climate change. So I want to bring that out. Primarily due to the burning of fossil fuel like coal, oil, and gas. So I want to bring that out. That is why if you see people talking about the weather or anything like that with the earth, you'll see like a climate change tab underneath it to give you information about it, and you can click on it and it'll give you more information about it. I already discussed it. You'll hear that word quite a few times in it, and if you don't know what climate change is, I don't know why you don't know. That's very important. That is why they are cloud seeding, but I think that the cloud seeding is making it worse. Just the weather, the rain patterns. And to let you guys know, Dubai is like a desert, so it's very, very, going to be dry. So they need a lot of rain, and you're going to hear things about that too. I'm also going to discuss a little bit about the lifestyle there, just a little bit. I'm also going to talk about the strictness, because a lot of people tend to say that Dubai is not strict, but I want you guys to understand that this place was once a desert, and look at it. So it's bound to have some issues, right? Good or bad, right? Okay, I just want to put that out there, what we're going to be discussing, and because it's very important for this video. So like I state, they already told you who the creator was of this city. This is with the discovery of oil, the late, there his name is, began the development of Dubai. He started transforming the city from a small cluster of settlements near Dubai Creek to a modern port city and commercial hub. So basically, it started off like a fishing village. That's what it was. And now it's this big, huge city, as you see right there in the picture. Just giving you some background information. So going back to the cloud seeding. So a lot of people have been saying this is cloud seeding, and they're saying no, this is climate change. Well, I just read you the climate change, the description, right? I just read it to you, what it was. So I don't need to read it to you again. It's the work of hands. The climate change does have to do a lot with humans. Humans are the ones that's, controlling the world. And whatever we do out here is going to make a huge impact on the environment. This is just common knowledge. All right, so let me play this video for you guys about the UAE, because this is the Dubai is a part of this area, the United, or y'all know UAE. I'm just gonna say that, but I butcher these names.
In the sprawling deserts of the United Arab Emirates, there are huge areas of greenery emerging amidst the golden sands. This transformation is not some natural phenomenon, but it's by design. It's called desert greening. And for all the UAE's opulence, this may be its most valuable investment yet. The United Nations estimated that by 2025, 1.8 billion people will be living with absolute water scarcity.
If you don't have water for people, animals, plant communities, as a nation, you will really struggle, especially in desert countries. Increasingly, lack of water due to climate change is resulting in less secure water.
And the Middle East is home to 12 of the 17 world's most water-stressed countries. The UAE receives less than 200 millimeters of rainfall each year. To put that into context, London soaked up an average of 1,051 millimeters of rain in 2022, while Singapore drenched in a whopping 3,012 millimeters during the same year. So as one can imagine, ensuring enough water for the UAE's population is a real challenge. To continue to support its increasing development and growing population, the UAE government invested more than $20 million in research to start a process called cloud seeding.
Cloud seeding enhances the rain in the cloud. The main objective of that to increase the storage of the groundwater. It was a direct order from His Highness Sheikh Mansour.
When did this start?
It was late 2000 and early 2001. We were partner with the National Atmospheric Research in the United States.
The entire Gulf region could face a 50% reduction in water availability per capita by 2050. The UAE has tried to combat desertification, which is land that is no longer productive because it can't support plant growth. The Emirates spans over 83,000 square kilometers, and around 80% is desert. It's estimated that 75% of our planet's land is already degraded. These lands have become deserts or are uninhabitable. About 12 million hectares of land is lost around the world each year as a direct consequence of drought and desertification. The World Bank estimates the Emirates has lost almost 33,000 hectares of land from 2002 to 2018.
So the decrease in arable land is primarily due to land degradation. So this impacts over 3 billion people, and people that live in desert and dry land ecosystems that cover nearly half of the globe are particularly vulnerable to the loss of arable land and land degradation.
But in the last 50 years, what was once a large desert and a tranquil fishing port has evolved into an urban metropolis. Long before skyscrapers and bustling cities, the UAE had a history of planting trees in areas that lacked them, a process called afforestation.
What we're seeing across the world, and especially some of the countries that have significant desert systems, is efforts to green the desert, which means bringing in trees, other plant communities to increase, as the initiatives say, the greenness of the deserts.
Take a look at these satellite images of the UAE in the 1980s and present day. The country's late president sought to provide permanent homes for nomadic Bedouins in the parched desert. His dreams set the stage for a nation's ambitious endeavor, and their leaders knew that trees could help with the fight against desertification. About 2 decades ago, the 1 Million Trees Initiative was announced by the ruler of Dubai. The plan was to plant 250,000 trees every year in collaboration with the Dubai Police Academy. It wasn't long before groves of olives, palms, and the Brazilian Ghafs, the national tree of the UAE, painted the once empty land with life.
When you are planting some of those trees, you can dig different holes to capture water and engineer the landscape so those trees that you're bringing in will be able to survive. And so that's critically important, is that it's not only the types of trees that you're bringing in or the types of plants you're bringing in for these afforestation projects, but also how you engineer the landscape to be able to receive those plants and that they are able to survive.
A tree nursery for the 1 Million Trees Initiative was created, spanning more than 130,000 square meters, but challenges loomed large over green dreams. Behold, Mall of the World, a mega shopping center project. It was said that Dubai Holding, the investment vehicle of the Emirates ruler, would require $6.8 billion to build that entertainment district. Could you guess where they wanted to build this mega project? None other than the very land the tree nursery once thrived. And just like that, the project fell through, and thousands of trees withered away and died. But in January 2015, the UAE cabinet approved the UAE Green Agenda for 2030, aimed at building a green economy.
Plants are this miracle worker in terms of pulling carbon dioxide. So you see a lot of engineering approaches to think about how we pull greenhouse gases out of the atmosphere, but plants by themselves are one of the best tools that we have.
The UAE is not alone in its quest to green the desert. Other countries like China have followed the same path, as seen in a desert called Kubuchi, in the country's Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region. In 1988, a Chinese company partnered with the Beijing government to build solar farms and other renewable energy projects. 3 decades later, and 1/3 of Kubuchi is green, preventing dunes from encroaching on farms. The United Nations Environment Program estimated the Kubuchi project cost $1.8 billion over 50 years. Beijing is a proponent of cloud seeding technology. They used it to manipulate weather to protect farming areas and to guarantee clear years. Beijing is a proponent of cloud seeding technology. They used it to manipulate weather to protect farming areas and to guarantee clear skies for key events. Forms around 1,000 hours of cloud seeding to enhance rainfall in just 1 year. And it's all controlled in this building, the National Center of Meteorology in Abu Dhabi, where they track the whole process. We met with a cloud seeding expert to explain how the seeding process works.
We wait the forecast. When we have a good chance for a cloud, we send the aircraft to that location. Go under the cloud. In the first stage of the cloud, there is good updraft at that time. Start to release all the salt, and with the good updraft, of course, it will go inside the cloud and start to condensate, and the droplets will become bigger and start to rain.
The center manufactures a salt substance that helps enhance rainfall. They put them in what they call flares.
Operation 219.
We also spoke to one of the weather forecasters. He explains how the operations work.
We align our pilots to be on the airports and tell them when to be at the airport. So as expected, we wait for the clouds to appear on the radar, and there we have our pilots talking to us. Let me know if there is any updrafts in your area.
This is a sample plane here at the National Center of Meteorology, but the real planes.
Why did I play that video for you guys? You plainly hear it that cloud seeding is actually a thing. It's not just used over there in Dubai. It's also used in other places. It's also used over here too as well in America. I'm also going to play that that little video for you afterwards, but I want you guys to see that they have a whole process of this. So for that young lady to tell me that the young lady who I mentioned earlier, let's go back to her. Now the next video I'm going to play is by Vox. Humans finally figured out how to make it rain. So yet again, it's telling you what climate change is down here. So if you go to the website, you can, when you go to this channel, you'll see for yourself what climate change, the description. And then if you look it up yourself on Webster Dictionary online or in your dictionary at home, it'll tell you the similar things what climate change is. And I love the fact that it brings out human activities have been the main driver of climate change. Just want to put that out there again for you guys out there. I'm not saying anything. I want you guys to come up with your own conclusion. But let me play a part about the farmers over here in America, how what they're dealing with the drought. So, and then they come up with the ideal, researchers came up with the ideal of cloud seeding. So let me play this for you guys.
Called cloud seeding, and it involves getting the clouds to make more rain. So I visited the West Texas Weather Modification Association, one of many organizations around the world that practice cloud seeding.
And so basically what you do in the sky is you're kind of coaxing the cloud to produce more rain, right?
Exactly, right. We're just getting more rain out of a cloud than would otherwise be the case.
On stormy days, pilots load up small planes with these special flares full of chemicals like silver iodide and fly to the edge of thunderstorms to launch the flares into the clouds. Thunderstorm clouds are full of droplets of super cool liquid water, meaning they are in freezing temperatures, but they are still liquid. These drops are too small to freeze and too small to merge. They are also too light for gravity to pull them down, so they just float around in the cloud. Enter silver iodide. The silver iodide particles mimic ice crystals and provide the scaffolding of sorts for ice to form. That ice then grows very efficiently by consuming the supercool liquid drops. Usually, after about 20 minutes, they grow large enough and fall out of the cloud as precipitation. More rain means fuller lakes, rivers, and aquifers. Done consistently, the hope is that cloud seeding can help bank water. This keeps the soil wet longer and can help protect the water cycle when things get really dry during a drought. When we visited Texas, there were no thunderstorms in the forecast. But local pilots Derek and Tanner took us up into the sky for a practice run, so we could see the process up.
Dubai makes man-made islands over there, and I think only one of them was successful. So I'm going to play a clip for you guys. The failure of Dubai's man-made islands. This video was made by Sunny V2. Be sure to go check him out. But let me play this little clip for you guys.
Dubai's man-made islands were supposed to look like this: luxury, exuberance, and grandiosity. Instead, after 20 years of work and $13 billion, they make up an unimpressive scatter of sand with a few barely recognizable continents. Where did it all go wrong? When the idea came about in 2001, Dubai had limited coast left for waterfront property, setting into motion the plan of, creating more coastline through the introduction of 4 new coastal megaprojects. There was the World Archipelago, and what was supposed to have been the universe surrounding it, the Palm Dira, the Palm Jebel Ali, and finally the Palm Jumeirah, which has since become the only successful development for a few notable reasons. Firstly, the Palm Jumeirah was built prior to the other projects, having been completed in 2006 before the global financial crisis. On top of this, Jumeirah was the smallest and most easily accessible of the 4 projects, being built off the already established Al Sufu, a popular area known for being the most expensive district in all of Dubai. The Palm itself has been planned incredibly well, with a perfect mix of residential and commercial property, making it a self-sustaining area with businesses for the residents. However, that's not to say that the project has been without problems. Shortly after its completion, the New York Times reported that the Palm Jumeirah, as well as the 3 other mega projects, were all sinking back into the ocean at a rate of 5 millimeters per year, with one article stating, "We're guessing that sand piled up from the ocean floor isn't all that good at sustaining the weight of tons of man-made structures, cars, and so forth." The island's developer Nikhil Properties responded to these claims by stating, "The Palm is intact. If there was subsidence, you would see cracks in the buildings, windows popping out. We have no evidence of that happening."
Like I said, this video is made by Sunny V2. Be sure to go check out his YouTube channel to see the whole full video. But yeah, I want you guys to see that these man-made islands that they made, I thought this was very interesting. I didn't know they were making man-made islands. I knew this now, but I found out about it over a year ago, and I didn't know that. And I was kind of like, all these stuff that I'm learning about Dubai is just, I'm just been hearing these things over the past couple of years, and I'm like, man, I need to make a video about Dubai. It's a very interesting place, and I see why a lot of people wants to go there. But at the same time, a lot of the stuff is man-made, like the man-made island. I'm looking at it, look at this, and I paused it here because I want you guys to see that they're using sand for the land. And like it stated in that article, to hold up big, buildings, cars, etc., etc. How did it? Yeah, you're gonna have issues. So yeah, go check this video out. It's more things in there too that have happened. That's why this is actually a failure. This was not successful. Only one of the islands was successful, and that island still has issues today. So yeah, I just want to bring that out as to what's going on with Dubai with these man-made islands and stuff. But yeah, going on. So remember I was telling you about the economy, how it was so good, and how I showed you a clip before the video before I even introduced myself, how people with money was going there and they were loving it, and because it's a good place to go. If you have money, it's safe, which is true. It is safe. You don't have to worry about anything, so it's like pretty much like a paradise. That's pretty much what they're trying to build, right? But there is some other issues, economy issues. Yeah, they're trying to figure out how to make it a place, because it's basically just a bunch of foreigners with money just coming in and out. I thought it was people who was actually living there, but it's just a bunch of foreigners coming there in and out, just staying there for a limited time only, or buying up some land. So that's basically how Dubai is. It's just based off of billionaires, millionaires money, okay? Wealthy people money. So I'm gonna play this for you guys, because that doesn't seem like that's a good idea. So let me play this video for you guys.
On one hand, it meant it had to work hard to get money through different ways, but on the other hand, it was a big advantage, since all the Gulf countries were spending their oil money in Dubai, and the city faced basically zero competition in what it offered. But that situation is changing, and it's changing incredibly fast. According to the latest report by the IMF, the Gulf countries are in a very serious danger of running out of money before running out of oil, because the global demand for oil is likely to decrease much faster than previously thought, and because their gigantic spending will more and more outsize their decreasing oil revenues. According to the IMF, the Gulf countries could deplete their financial reserves as soon as 2034, which poses an enormous risk for their future economic survival. What it means is that they have to completely restructure their economies, and they have to do that much faster than they thought. Otherwise, they will be facing some pretty nasty scenarios, and the oil-rich Gulf countries are well aware of this. That's why they have all been announcing grand plans for restructuring their economies and getting rid of their oil dependency in the coming years, like Saudi Arabia and its Vision 2030. And that is very, very bad news for Dubai, because the solution that all the Gulf countries came up with is to basically copy Dubai's economic model in exactly the same way. And so all of them are now opening up, loosening their laws and regulations, trying to attract tourists, and putting enormous amounts of money into building grandiose construction projects. Basically everything that Dubai has been successfully doing for decades. But this means that Dubai will no longer be the only country in the region to offer all of this. Instead, it will now have all its neighbors trying to do the same thing. Basically, it means that the supply and demand in the Gulf will completely change in the following years, and with severe consequences for Dubai. And that will most likely threaten the remaining pillar of Dubai's economy, the real estate and the construction industry as well. Previously, the enormous expansion and the ever more grandiose projects were financed by Dubai's oil revenues. But now that the oil is not there anymore, the real estate sector is instead dependent on money that's mostly coming in from abroad, either from investors that pay for the development of new real estate, or people who then buy that real estate, often also as an investment. Naturally, this system will only work as long as this money keeps coming in, and while this applies to any real estate market anywhere, in Dubai, this has extreme proportions because of the sheer scale of how much is being built. Because with 3.5 million people, Dubai builds on average more housing units than London and New York combined. And this imbalance is further increased by the fact that 90% of Dubai's population is made up of foreigners who came to Dubai for work, And since it's basically impossible for them to get an Emirati citizenship, one day they will leave. Which means that A, most of the apartments in Dubai are bought as a temporary investment, rather than for a lifetime home ownership, and B, the demand could never be sustained by the local population, and that makes the entire sector extremely vulnerable. If the performance of the other two parts of the Dubai economy goes down, and the allure of Dubai as a place to work and invest your money disappears, the real estate sector will come crumbling down as well. Now, the advantage of Dubai is that it has a fairly competent leadership that has previously shown to be capable of strategic thinking and planning for the future, and they are very aware of the unfortunate situation that Dubai is in, and so they're actively trying to completely rebuild the Dubai economic model before it hits the wall. That's why in January this year, they announced its new economic vision, which is basically to turn Dubai into a real economy built on homegrown businesses, technology, and an educated population. But that would have to be done very fast, and it would be incredibly difficult. At the moment, Dubai is completely dependent on foreign workers and foreign money. Its local population is very small, and it doesn't have the advantage of a quality education system, developed industry, or highly skilled domestic labor. Now, this doesn't mean that Dubai will collapse tomorrow, in a month, or even in a year. It has previously shown to be remarkably resourceful, and the Dubai government is actively trying to find a way to avoid the problems on the horizon. But one way or another, this is an end of an era for Dubai, and it will either manage to completely transform, or its economic miracle might not be around for much longer.
Alright, so this video was made by Explain with Dom. I'll put a link in the description box so you can go see for yourself. But yeah, I wanted to bring that out, that they are about to face some hard decisions, and one of them is the economy. They can no longer just sustain on foreign money, which I didn't know that. I learned that today, learned that within this week when I was looking up, doing research on this video. I was looking, I was like, wait, what? Their economy is just based off of foreigners' money. That's it. Because it's supposed to be like I state, it's supposed to be this perfect futuristic place. You know, this is supposed to be the place that everybody wants to come to and be safe and makes lots of money and stuff like that, and It's supposed to be this perfect city. Unfortunately, they're dealing with that, and now they're dealing with this flood. This is really bad. This is not good. It's because this place has always been painted as the perfect place to live. You know, everybody's like, it's the richest place in the world, it's safe, and you know, I've seen all the videos. So let me show you some of these clips I found online. So, Dubai hit by the heaviest rainfall in 75 years. Here we have people over here saying, see, clouds gone wrong. No drainage system in this country. How could it be? It's a desert. I'm so confused. Don't they make the rain? Here's somebody say, I'm sure they can afford it. I've been seeing a lot of that. Some people say they're rich, they'll be all right. People are not feeling sorry for them online. They're really not. When you forget to add a water system, don't make artificial rain, then people are giggling and laughing. To me, I don't think this is funny, but I just want people to see that a lot of people don't really care what's going on, because I show you all these videos because people, they made it seem like they were the perfect country. That's literally what they were putting out there, that they were the perfect place to come and live. We're gonna end everything, you know, the violence, all of that. You know, this is like a paradise on earth, a futuristic paradise. Every time I look, people are always bragging about, you know, they can put their bag somewhere, which is cool, that, you know, it's a safe place. I'm here for a safe place. I'm here for it. But how the way they're building it up, it's like y'all really wasn't really thinking it all the way through. Y'all have an issue too. And now I'm not saying that this place is up, you know, it's gonna crash, and you know, it's just they have a lot of work to do. They have a lot more work to do, and I'm just hearing different things that some people, you know, they're giving their honest opinion about it, you know, about what's going on over there. Yet again, this is another clip. Malls in Dubai flooded after heavy rain. Peoples are in the comment. They can afford it. Same thing. Same thing. Someone messed up the cloud seeding formula a little too much. People talking about how good is Allah that did that. Allah loved to spread kindness and love, not anger and hate. You know, they're picking at the religion. You know, this is, you know, they paint this place as the perfect place to live, and people are giggling and laughing at, you know, them being flooded. I've been seeing that all over line. People are saying, they're rich, they can afford it, they'll be all right. Don't even care. Here's another one. Somebody said, are they paying the guys? Somebody said, why can't these women walk by themselves? Finally, riding on a cart, coming to the true after many years adulting. Somebody said, who added the music? I didn't play the music. It's just, they're not, you can tell like nobody is having no type of sympathy at all. Somebody said Dubai rain equal new business setup. So I just want people to see, we have been looking at Dubai for years. I have been looking at it for a long time. I've wanted to talk about Dubai for a long time, and I thought this was perfect timing. Another thing too was I'm gonna play a clip, two clips from two guys, and then we're gonna discuss about the lady who got locked up in Dubai for yelling. So this guy here, his name is, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I'll just let you see it on the screen. Be sure to go check out his whole video. But I want to play his video because he did give an honest review. Shout out to him for giving an honest review. He didn't lie or anything like that. So yeah, let me go ahead and play some clip for you guys. Oh, the thing that I'm gonna play is Dubai Strict. That is the one I'm gonna be playing in this part. To see the whole video, you can go see him, check him out. I'll put a link down below. Or see his name on the screen. Go type it in and go check him out. But let me play this audio for you guys.
I moved to Dubai is like, it doesn't have freedom. You can't do anything. Like, you need to like be super strict, and if you do anything, the police will take you and things like this. And this is largely overblown. Like, sort of what I said before. The deal here is that you need to be respectful. You need to be respectful to other people at all times, and they do not tolerate rash behavior. They do not tolerate violence. They do not tolerate any of that. So as long as if you come here and you're fine with being civilized, then you will be absolutely fine. Some of the things you don't want to do are kissing in public or any sort of public shows of affection. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be drunk in public. You can drink in pubs. Again, another misconception, people are like, oh, can you drink there? Yeah, there's gonna be less places that serve alcohol, but you can drink alcohol in places that serve it. Just don't act rowdy on the streets. Don't be an idiot in public. Those are the things you don't want to do. Don't swear at people. I think it's illegal to like shout and swear at people, even though I feel like people still do it. A lot of things here is sort of like, if you do it in private, they don't really, like, no one really cares. No one bats an eye. It's all about the image. It's maintaining the image of, this is a safe place. This is a polished place. This is a place where we respect each other. So be respectful in public. But if you come here as a Westerner, you'll almost not notice any strictness. Like, if you're just a normal person and you're not interested in getting involved in anything criminal or anything like that, you can pretty much do whatever you want here. Like, you really don't have to worry about any of that stuff or strictness or anything like that. So as you can see, it's less the case that there are pros and cons about being here.
I do like the fact that he did talk about the good and the bad. He didn't just talk about the bad, you know, but you do need, I will say this, when you do go to other countries, you do need to act like a civilized human being. That is the number one thing. I do believe in that. But I think it will be hard for other people, especially when they're in certain circumstances, to remain calm when something bad happens to them and they have no control over it. And that's why I'm gonna play this next video for you guys. I know y'all heard about this woman. I personally, I'm gonna be honest with you, she still should have remained calm, and she shouldn't have screamed or yelled, because yet again, they have strict laws. I'm sorry, he said that they didn't have strict laws, but that is strict laws. That is very strict law, because you can't even kiss in public. Okay, so yeah, that's a little too strict. So let me go ahead and play this video for you guys. And like I state, before I play this video, you do need to act like a civilized human being, not just in other countries, anywhere you go. You know, you never know what's going to happen to you over here in America. Somebody might shoot back at you if you cuss them out. So you do need to act like a civilized human being in public, in general, anywhere you go at. So do y'all remember this woman? She said, I am the Houston woman who was detained in Dubai for screaming. Here's what really went down. So I'm going to play that video for you guys, and y'all can give your own thoughts and conclusions on it. I pretty much said what I need to say.
A woman from Houston who was detained in Dubai for 3 months, talking to Fox 26 tonight about what happened. Tiara Allen was able to leave Dubai after criminal charges against her were dropped and a travel ban was lifted. You see her reuniting with her mother here. Well, she tells Fox 26 she got into an argument with the clerk at the rental car agency because they wouldn't release her personal belongings. Well, earlier today, Allen thanked Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee for her help facilitating her release, and she also had advice for others traveling abroad.
Definitely read up on the laws first, but I also respected Dubai, so I was always very cordial about the laws when I went out and how I dress. And I was also told people who visit Dubai or any other country when you're on vacation, you come out better just getting chauffeured around for the experience. Don't even drive at all. Don't even do it. Not a good idea.
She had a lot more to say, and you can watch the entire interview with Tiara on our website, fox26houston.com.
It's a little bit more detail over here. What happened was her friend was driving and they got stopped by the police. The friend got detained and they let her loose, but her belongings were left in the car. So and she went to go get it, and apparently she was saying that there was some type of scam or whatever where somebody was trying to get money out of her, but they were telling her that she had to pay $5,000 to get her things back. Just like I say, in certain situations like this, it's gonna be hard for you to remain calm. You know, your friend got an offender bender. They locked up your friend, they locked you up, but they let you go, and then your physical belongings, you had to go look for it. They're telling you to go over here. You go to this place to go get your physical belongings. They're telling you it's $5,000. So like I said, it's gonna be hard for you to remain calm when these people they're telling you have to pay $5,000 to get it back, and this person is yelling at you first and you're yelling back at them, and a strict place at that. I don't care what anybody said. This is an argument that I've had with other people. Dubai is a very strict place. Yes, it is. But like I state, you still have to act like a civilized human being. You can't be going out here acting stupid and crazy out in public. I've been trained like that by my mom from day one. You have to act a certain way when you go out in public. You know, you got to be respectful to others. Just like the guy said in the video, you have to be respectful to others, especially when you're going to different new countries. So that is one thing I wanted to bring out too. The whole hype of that is not strict. It is, because you got to remember, it's under a Muslim. This was made by this country. The city was made by a Muslim. I'm not saying that all Muslims are bad, but they do have a strict religion. Some Muslims I have met, you know, they are not that strict. You know, they're very friendly, but there are some that do come off a little aggressive, but not all of them. So that's not all Muslims are bad. So I just want to put that out there. But you do know this country was made by a Muslim. It was created by Muslims. So I just want to put that out there. Okay, so I wanted to share one more video with you guys. I don't know how to pronounce her name, her first name, but her last name is Elizabeth. And it's like the side of Dubai they don't want you to see. I'm just gonna play a little snippet of the clip, excuse me, so you guys can see that there is another side, like the old side of Dubai, that they don't share anymore. Like you notice that a lot of people, they only show you the futuristic side of Dubai, but not the old town part of the old city part of Dubai, because they want you to look at it as a glamorous place to go to, but they don't. But there is another part of Dubai that is just like a regular town. So let me play this for you guys, and you can give me your thoughts on it down below in the comment area.
Dubai is known for its opulent lifestyle, a city that does not sleep, attracting the wealthiest people across the globe due to the ease of accessibility to luxury and a high standard of living. But there is a side of Dubai that isn't discussed as much. The Dubai Frame is a prominent architectural landmark in Dubai which represents the gateway between the old and new Dubai. It highlights the city's transformation from a trading city to a modern metropolis. Today I'll be exploring one of the historic neighborhoods in the so-called Old Dubai. Deira. Deira is one of the oldest and culturally rich neighborhoods in Dubai. It was traditionally a trading hub for pearls, spices, textiles, and commodities, benefiting from its strategic location along the creek, perfect for maritime trade.
But as the city transformed into the Dubai we now know, newer, more modern areas and infrastructure emerged, pivoting the attention away from historic neighborhoods like Deira, which are still important to the trade and commerce economy of Dubai today. However,
so I want to bring out that I do know that a lot of people, they have talked so highly about this place over the years that it is, you know, simply the best place to live. Like, this is, you know, the best. Like, how they building it up is a futuristic, you know, like out of this world. People were calling it the best place to live, and I love it here. But then I'm finding out that they're only there for a short limited time, that they're foreigners. They cloud seeding, which we're finding out that cloud seeding might not be, you know, the ideal thing, but everybody's doing it in the places where they have a lot of drought, because the lady explained about the droughts and stuff that's going on around the globe, the deserts. You know, I've talked about weather so many times on this channel. I actually prefer to talk about that because I believe that is more important, because we are all impacted by the weather conditions where we live at, right? Like, I live in Florida. We have to deal with the hurricane, and it seemed like things here that's happening down here too. We are having issues with, you know, I think it's called the buffers, that, and, you know, house insurance and stuff like that. And, you know, the weather conditions are getting worse. So all of us are going through this. So for them to say that they're not having no issues, that this is a perfect place, they are having issues there. They are. There's no such thing as a perfect place on this earth. There's no such thing. We're all imperfect human beings. I just want people to understand that. We're going to have issues. We're going to have problems. And they were painting this place like this was like a paradise on earth. And now we're beginning to see it's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. So what are your thoughts on Dubai in general? Is this a place where you want to go at if you have a lot of money? I mean, I have been invited out there several times by friends. I know people who got money who've been out there. Not my place I want to go to. I've told them no, because they know me. I'm a working class. I didn't have the money to go over there. But, you know, I didn't want to go over there. And I also had, you know, people who want to fly me out, want to get flued out. Absolutely not. I don't do that. So what do y'all think of Dubai? What is your thoughts? My thoughts on it was, I know it was too good to be true. I knew it all along. But yeah, let me know what you think down below in the comment area. But as for now, I should see y'all later. Peace.
Sharing all their money got me wearing fly. Girl, but I ain't asking. They say they love my ass and 7 G's to religion. I say no, but they keep giving, so I keep on taking. And no, I ain't taking. We can keep on taking. I keep on demonstrating my love, my love, my love, my love. You love my lady lumps, my hump, my hump, my hump. My humps, they got you.